I'm Jason Owens. We're at United Speed Racing in Cumming, Georgia. Behind me is my new 2018 Civic Si that I'm building for Time Attack and future wheel-to-wheel race car. I guess I got myself into cars. Always wanted to race something. I raced BMX and motocross and jet skis. But I started working on cars for a Corvette race team when I was about 15, I think. And kind of that was the start of, big cars for me. But I really didn't get on track until many years later. I worked for Ferrari Challenge team and then a Porsche team. And that Porsche team, we would go to the track pretty often, for testing and stuff. And it gave me a chance to start driving on track more than just a autocross event. First time was in a 1999 Civic hatchback, which I still have. I was a little nervous at first. I had this shaking in my foot on the straightaway, trying to go faster, and which I never felt before, but it was amazing. It was, chance to just open it up without having to worry about a cop getting behind you or something, and hard braking into a corner from over 100 miles an hour was a rush. But there's been a lot of cars in between the original car and this car. I had a Honda Fit, first gen Honda Fit with a K20 swap and half gauge and really crazy aero for the platform, and ran it all over the country, and it was faster than the Type R was when it was moderately, modded. And even running it the same weekend, I was able to turn faster times in the Fit. But it was a wild handful, very difficult to drive, but it was a blast. I was racing a X World Challenge TCB Honda, like pro car. We're doing endurance racing with it. And then we started doing a motor swap, and that hasn't been finished yet. So one day that'll be back on track. And for the past 2.5 years, I've worked with the Civic Type R. We built a shop car, crazy Time Attack car, big power, big aero, suspension, and did a lot of development with it. And I knew that I wanted to, while I was building it, I was like, I wonder what it's like to take the cheaper version and with a smaller motor, and how much different does it compare, see if the performance could be comparable to a stock Civic Type R. What I would think most people would spend a year, 2, 3 years doing just did all at once. So we did modifications to help with the cooling, and we went to a company we've been working with for a couple of years with Type R, and did same carbon fiber hood and carbon fiber grille that we use on the Type R to help get a lot of air in and get some of the hot engine heat out. When I do an oil cooler, I don't like to put it right in front of the radiators because it's a hot heat source. I usually put it off to the side of this car for time-wise, and trying a new product, we put it here, and with this grill, it got a lot of air to it, and it works well. The oil temps and coolant temps are still good, so not upset with it. At some point might move it off to the side, but right now we're happy with it. So we went with Mishimoto intake. We wrapped it in gold foil to get ready for all the heat. Then PTP, they made our shop turbo blankets for the Type R, and they had a turbo blanket for this car to help keep all that heat in the turbo as much as possible, and then they have a inlet pipe blanket that helps keep some of that heat out of the inlet pipe. Hotsport, we went with their mounts. They're really good friends, and used their mounts for 15 years or more. Every Honda I built pretty much has had Hotsport mounts. So. On the wheels, Koenig Hypergram 17x9. Drop from an 18-inch factory wheel, reduces rotating mass, and opens up the tire selection some. We went with a Maxxis VR1. I've used Maxxis since the VR1 first came out. It's not the fastest tire in its class, the 200 rotor class, but it's really consistent. It's good price. It holds up well. You can get a lot of life out of them, and they're still faster than some of the other tires. Right now we're on Swift Spec R drop springs. Swift has got a really good spring rate package. I think that, on the Type R it works extremely well. They up the rate a significant amount compared to other companies, and then the rear, they really bump the rear rate up to help the car be a little looser, which is faster on track. I did the Gridlife Gold package, so every event, Colorado included, long drive, but I have some goals. I just wanted to be more consistent, get the brake cooling a little better. We're working with Gridlife to maybe have the rules massaged a little bit for smaller displacement engines to be able to make the power to compete with other cars that are still making, 80 to 100 more horsepower and weigh about the same. I'd say I'm pretty good expert on Type Rs. Other manufacturers sometimes refer people to me for tech help, I guess. I mean, just because they manufacture a part doesn't mean they have as much time or knowledge into making it work correctly or fixing it or whatever. So I like the brand. I think they give us a good platform to build on. They start with a pretty good car. Even the base Civics that we used to build back in the day, I mean, the parts are cheap. When they break, they're not crazy expensive, so you can run them hard and not worry about, I mean, if you blow a motor, a new motor like this is, used one's like $1,200, a brand new one's like $5,000, whereas if I was running a Corvette or Camaro, and which still blow motor, they're, several thousand and up. So the cost for repairing, but also they're cheap enough that you can try some weird stuff with modifications and not feel like, what am I doing?
This one I'm not sure about.
So get in tight and then let it track way out. You want to get way out to that coat. Way out there, way out there.
It feels so wrong.
Now turn in. That gives you a nice turn into here. So I want to build a business kind of consulting new drivers to get them where they're wanting to go, whether it be just track days or time attack or wheel-to-wheel competition or Pikes Peak or Baja or wherever. Being in the right seat or doing video coaching with a guy and seeing him improve, like from what you're telling him and what he's picking up on, or sometimes when they're riding in the right seat with me and you can see them looking, and then it clicks like what I was talking about, and then they see it in action, and then they do it on track the next session.
I feel like this is teaching me to be a lot smoother.
That is sometimes a better feeling than being on track with driving and having the car perform great.